Hi, everyone. I'm in Kelly's office with three lovely ladies, and we're doing the high-tech thing ourselves. So let me know if you can hear this. We can hear it. That's great. So this is a rather spontaneous little episode. I have two wonderful employees who love horses but don't know much about them. And what I want to do is make sure that they are safe while they are working here at Dunrovin with us. So I'm going to give some on-the-ground instruction because they will come in contact with horses, and as the season goes on and they become more and more skilled, we'll have them interacting with our horses, but I want to make sure everybody's safe. So we're going to go out, and I'll introduce you to Katie and Bree. And Katie, I don't even know if that I can pronounce your last name. Wardasani.
Like just Sani water.
Wardasani. So what nationality is Ward?
Polish.
Polish. That's great. Yeah. Oh, I love Polish food. Do you do Polish food? Oh my goodness, you shouldn't have said that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Pierogies? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh good. Oh, you should never have said that. Okay. Hi. How are you, Lauren? Okay. We're all mic'd up here. We're going to do a little presentation here. And you're welcome to come. You're welcome to come and sit closer if you'd like, the lady. And you should tell B Bond and Lauren and Sky to come. They all know? Okay. Okay, everyone. You all know Bree, and this is Katie, who's going to make me pierogies one of these days. You never should have said it. Never should have said it. First of all, I want to welcome Katie. This is your first real day of working, is it not, with us?
It is official. Summertime.
First
Yes.
official,
Yay.
yes.
Yeah.
And Katie is a fourth grade teacher at the local Catholic school. Is it Loyola?
St. Joe's.
St. Joe's in Missoula, and she participated in our awesome Osprey project, and she was the one that brought her class out here, and they had some fun, and thank you for all of that. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank Bree. She was the one who behind the awesome Osprey project this year and did an absolutely outstanding job, so that was a lot of fun for everybody.
It was.
Yeah.
Great time.
Okay, so I'm going to try to convey some of the things about horses so that these two wonderful employees are safe around all of these horses this summer. And to do that, I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the nature of horses, okay? They're prey animals. And I don't know if you know, but horses have the fastest reaction time of any mammal. Faster than an antelope, faster than, the African animals on the wildebeest or whatever on the plains. Horses have the fastest reaction time on the planet of mammals. And what that means is because they're a prey animal, number one, they have eyes on both sides of their head. They cannot focus like you and I do. Only predators can focus. Predators have evolved to focus on an individual prey animal and keep it in its sight and stay on it. And a prey animal has evolved to look for predators all around itself. So it keys in on motion. And anything that's moving, it's going to be suspicious of, okay? And it can see almost 360 degrees. Where it can't see is right in front of itself and right behind itself, okay? So and when it senses unexpected motion around it, it's going to be aware. It's going to be alert. So one of the first things you need to know about horses is the calmer you are and the less hurried your movements are, the more receptive your horse is going to be to what you want it to do. You know, if you invoke that I might have to flight, I might have to run away emotion within them, then they're going to be listening less to you than being hyper aware. So really relaxed, slow movements, even when the horse is getting amped up, and you will see in the summertime, sometimes when we're bringing all the horses in here together, everybody's amped up, and it's your job just to be calm and cool and to just direct them. You know, you're going to bring their temperature down. Don't let them bring yours up. And that's a really wonderful thing about horses, and that's one of the reasons horses are used in therapy, is because they really reflect your energy level. And if your energy is down in your feet, so will theirs. If yours is up here, theirs will be up there as well. In fact, I was looking at a YouTube by TED Talk by a friend of mine, and researchers in Sweden put heart rate monitors on horses and horse handlers, okay? And they had them lead these horses, and they did it about 5 times. And on the 5th time, they told the handlers that at the end of the line, an umbrella is going to open and your horse will probably be afraid, okay? And then they asked them to lead the horse again. Both horse and human had heart monitors on, okay? Well, of course, they didn't open the umbrella, but they had told the horse handler, and their heart rates went up. But what was really interesting is the horses did too. Even the horse had no idea that the handler was anticipating that an umbrella would be opened, their heart rate matched the handler's. So it's really just a one-on-one, and that's one of the things that you want to really be aware of, okay? And then the next thing is clothing. And you've got the right clothing. Even if you're wearing shorts, pick up your feet here. Boots, closed-toed boots. And that's exactly what you want around a horse. They don't mean to step on you, but remember, you can be standing next to a horse and it sees something and it steps aside, not meaning to step on your foot, but it could inadvertently. So closed-toed shoes are really important when you're around the horses. And in fact, you should help us make sure that nobody walks past the gate with flip-flops on, with open-toed shoes, because I mean, if even a pony gets loose, you know, you could inadvertently hurt your feet. All right. And the other thing that you might want to do is make sure you have a pair of leather gloves here that fit you, and you can put your name on them, and we'll put them in a cubby for you, because if you're ever asked to do anything with leading horses and things of that nature, you may want to wear leather gloves. And we don't always do that, but you know, rope burns are an issue. Again, if you're hanging on to a horse and a horse gets frightened, their reaction time is unbelievable, and boom. So one of the things that is most important about handling a horse, being in charge of a horse and having it, you know, leading it, is to never ever put a rope around your hand. That rope around your hand is one of the most dangerous things you can do. And this, you know, this is something that you should get yourself into the complete habit of never doing this. Never, in fact, my hands won't even do it now. I can hardly, you know, looping a rope like this, holding it with a loop around it. I always just lay it in my hands, just even when I'm not thinking about it, this is what I do. And that's what you should do as well. Get it to the point where it's muscle memory. You lay a rope in your hand. You never put it over your hand, okay? I have a friend. He was 73, been around horses his whole life, had a rope around his hand in a Bob Marshall, lost 2 fingers and almost died. I mean, it's something that even the most experienced of horse people can get into trouble, because those horses can react so quickly. And not, you know, 99% of the time, not a problem. They're not going to do that. But that 1% can get you into a lot of trouble. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is teach you how to get a horse out of a stall, all right? And how to put a halter on, all right? And so I always tell people, you put in your left hand the halter in the opposite order in which you're going to use things, all right? So the rope is first. You can use that last. And the halter, the buckle goes on after you put the strap over the horse. So the strap is the first thing that you want to do. So I hold it where everything is between my fingers. All right. And when I go up to a horse, I'm going to ask it to give me his head. And what I do is I ask it here, and then I come under his neck with the strap. This opens it up, and this just automatically comes on. One really felt swoop. All right. And this is important. If it's easy to get a horse out of a stall. I mean, they just, you know, they're there. They can't run from you. But if you're getting a horse out of a field, and there are a bunch of other horses, you want to be sure that you don't have anything on that horse until you actually have it caught. And the reason is, if Lady Lonza happens to be in with the herd, she's bossy, and she may come over thinking, I want to be the one that's going to get caught. And those horses are always aware of her presence, and she could get close, and boom, they could be out of there just as quick as can be. All right. And then if you have, you'll see people put their ropes around their neck to go out there. You know, they'll have this all kind of goofed up. Well, then you could likely end up with something on the ground where you can step in it, a horse can step in it, and you don't want any of that. You don't want to have anything out of your hand until you're absolutely ready to roll. All right. So you might want to practice this in a minute. We're going to get Chief. Chief is a really fun and interesting horse. He's a lovely horse. And we're just going to get him and walk him out, and I'll have you each get him out of the stall, okay? All right, let's go over there. So I'm all ready. I don't even go over there until it's in my hand and I'm in the right position, all right? Hey, Chief, we're after you. And don't you think he knows?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to tell you another little story. We had a bunch of women here for a retreat, and we had all the horses down in the riparian. And I said, okay, just go down and be around the horses and pick a horse. And I said, you don't have to go after a horse. Just let a horse pick you. You know, just wander over to a horse. And so they all did that. They went down there, and the horses were all calm. They went over, and everybody picked a horse, and the horses buddied up. And then they came back up on top of the bench. I said, okay, now take a halter. And I'd already showed them how to do this. I said, now catch your horse. They couldn't catch one of them because their intent had changed. And that horse absolutely read their intent and thought, I'm not getting caught. Now you've become a predator. You're after a horse instead of just being with a horse. And they read your body language unbelievably well. Their survival over eons has depended on reading predators' body language. And again, that's one of the reasons that they are so good in therapy, is because they are so in tune to what you're thinking. So there are a couple of things. If you're going to catch a horse, don't look it in the eye. Look at its shoulder. If he's in a field, I'm not going to walk up to it like a predator. I'm going to walk obliquely. If it moves, I'm going to turn like I'm not looking at it. I'm going to try to signal that I'm not really interested in you, and then I'll end up near it and catch him. Okay? The more you behave like a predator, the more anxious they're going to be. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so Chief. Hey. So when you're getting a horse out of a stall, always open the door in. The horse could be right here, and you don't want to open the door out. That's sort of inviting him out. You want to keep him in, all right? So he's eating right now. He's not going to like my doing this. But basically, I'm just going to get over on what is called the near side of a horse. Horses have two sides. The near side is the horse's left side. And the reason it's called the near side is that's the side all tack is meant to be put on a horse. And the reason for that is, in the days of yore, when soldiers wore swords, they always mounted a horse on the left side because they used their left leg, and the sword would hang straight down, and then they would swing their right leg over the horse. That's how tack got to be all on one side of the horse, okay? It's because of swords. So he's a very calm horse. He knows he's going to be treated well. He's not nervous about being caught or anything like that. I'm going to let him finish his, get a bite here. And then, are you done here, buddy? Come on. Come on. All right, he's in the watch. I put the strap over, and it opens right up, and it comes onto his head very simply, and then I buckle it. And I'll show you where to put a halter. Come on over here, Chief. Come on. Come on. All right. A halter, you got something in there? Come on, back, back, back. See the cheekbone? You can feel it too. Mm-hmm. And then here's the mouth. You don't want this buckle up on the cheekbone, and you don't want it hanging near their mouth. It should be between the two. All right? So I'm going to ask this horse to come out with me, and I'm going to do it in a way that I won't let him just come out. I'm going to stop him, and then I'm going to invite him out. Come on, Chief. And close the door behind me, okay? Pretty simple. Want to try it? Each of you try it. Let me put him back in. Going back in, very similar thing. I open in because that's the direction I'm going. You open, you know, if the horse is in there, you always open in to keep him there until you're ready to open out. So I bring him in. And then don't close the gate, I'll do it. I turn him around and I put myself between him and the gate to bring a horse back. And then I just take the halter off. And the easiest way to get a halter undone, by the way, is to push the buckle up. It comes right off. If you try to pull the strap up, much more difficult. And then I close the gate. All right. So I'm going to have each of you do this, and I'll just let you figure out how to put the... Nope, you still got a loop around you. Look at this loop is right around you. None of this. Always this. Okay? Mm-hmm. Nope, you did it again. See? Yes. Yeah. Did it again. Yes. Yeah, you have to practice it. Because everybody's used to rolling a rope. You know, you're so accustomed to it that that's what you automatically do. Okay? Yes. Yes. Now put it in between two fingers in your left hand. Now let me be the horse. Let me be the horse. You come over and halter me. You're going to be on the horse's left side. That's correct. And you're going to put your hand over the horse. Yes. And it just fits right in, and then you buckle it. All right. Jewel always presents herself with a car wash. She loves to be scratched. Put your hand over. You're going to see, that's why you have it in your left hand. Keep it in your left hand first. Keep that in your left hand. Keep it in your left hand. Now put your right hand over. Right hand over. Now hand it with your left hand, hand the strap. Now you've got a hand over and one under. Here, let me show you. Okay, you're holding it correctly, but let me just show you. Okay, so I have everything in this hand, all right? And I'm going to put my hand over his neck, and I'm going to hand it, just watch me. I'm going to hand this strap underneath. Now it's in exactly the right place for the horse. It just slips right on. And if this horse were to move, and I had to drop this, nothing is on the ground. You see? Okay? So it goes under. Your right hand goes over, and your left hand hands it to your right hand under the horse.
So drop it all hand under.
Well, no, I'm here. Always keep it together. You don't want anything flapping around. Let me show you again. let go here for a second. So I got this in my hand like this. So the first thing I do, come on, Chief, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Come on, come on. So I'm going to put my hand over and reach under with my left hand, and that opens it up. I hand the strap to my right hand with my left hand. Okay?
Mhm.
Yes, yes, yes. And just pick him up. He'll be fine. And then you just stick it over his nose. Yep.
Just one hole is good.
Well, just you're gonna adjust it because you're not gonna know if every horse will be different. So now you get it adjusted a little bit, and you can see it's down on one side and up on the other. So just pull it down so it is even, and that looks good. Now, if this horse were going to be ridden, you'd want to tuck the tail in, but don't for right now. All right, let's take him out then. And then turn and close the gate. Okay? All right. So, why don't you take him back in?
If there's no horse in there, you just want gate pushed in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because you're inviting him in.
Okay.
This is the flow of motion is this way. It'd be in his way otherwise, you see. See that? So you see how fast that reaction is? Just all of a sudden. That's a bit of a new horse there. Push on the buckle. There you go. And I would have opened the gate out. And the reason is, I don't know if you noticed, but you got a little stuck. And if there had been anything going on, the gate would be in your way. You don't want the gate in your way. You want to open it out. So if anything's happening around you, the gate's not in there and you'll get pushed onto the gate. Okay? Let's do it again.
Me?
Yeah. Let's start from the beginning. Yeah. I want to see you put that rope in your hand correctly. Yes. 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 No, no, you were right. Just turn it around. There you go. Yep. You drop the strap out of your hand. That's the problem. That's why you got to have it firmly in your hand because you can't see what you're doing. Now your right hand goes over the horse. Right there you go. There you go, right there. There you go. Yes.
Okay.
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 Take him back in, and then Brienne can do it a couple times. Now, I don't know if you did this consciously, but you did it right. And that is, you already knew that there was an issue with these two horses. You put him facing. If you put him behind, that horse could. And so this is one of the things you always want to be thinking about. Is, you know, where are you relative to the two horses? It's a really important thing to be uber aware of where you are. After a while, you'll develop a sixth sense to it. But yeah, just drop it on the ground. Let Brienne start from scratch. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. It's better the second time. Chief, are you sick of us yet? Okay. He's like, why are you guys doing this to me?
Pardon?
Oh, he's wondering why we're doing this so many times. Oh.
He's very cooperative. He's perfect for this. Not going far.
Boy.
Very good.
Good boy.
Okay. Let's do it one more time. In to go in. And then close it behind you, and then when you come out so it's not in your way. See, if you opened it in, it would be in your way or the horse's way to go in. Okay. You opened it out here. You just want it out of your way is what you wanted. And remember, these guys are just getting to know each other. Very good. So you stay over on that side. That's very smart. Face the horses. And push the buckle. Push it up. There you go. Much easier than trying to lift the strap.
Good boy, thank you.
Okay. Okay. One more time.
Okay.
Good for you. Yeah, I mean, you might want to practice. I mean, so it just becomes automatic. As you're going to find, you know, all our lives we've been taught to reel a rope. And so your hands just have this muscle memory to want to do it in a certain way. And you don't want a rope around your hands. Yeah, you got to put your hand up so that you can find it, right? But see, that the nice thing is you always have everything in one hand, and if that horse moved, you just back up. You don't have anything that's going to get in your way. Yes.
So when I lead him out, should he come out on my right or my left?
He should be. He should always be on your right, just exactly the way you are.
The way I am. Okay.
The way you are.
And then when I turn him,
you can just
way?
Either way you want to turn him, it's fine. Just keep him on your left. You can do it either way. I'll show you how to lead here in a minute. But you got to catch before you can lead. Okay.
I'll try one more time. Just get it done. Okay.
You might want to, every time you come to work. No, seriously. Yeah, I mean, just practice it. Pretty soon it'll get to be second nature. But see, this horse is already looking, and look at your horse's ears. Look at your horse's ears. His ears are back. And that means he's aware of something. You know, not all is well with the world. His ears are back means There's something going on here that I got to be aware of. Okay, and I would have opened out.
Yeah. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because that horse, if that horse were to come out this way, and you had the gate there, you can get pushed into the gate. You can get crowded around the gate. So it's important that the gate not become an issue, not become an obstacle. That you're opening the path to yourself. So we open in when you get the horse because you want to say stay in. You're signaling stay in, right?
So always open the direction you're moving.
Open the direction you're moving in. Yes, that you personally are moving.
Yeah.
Not that the horse is moving, but that you are moving.
Okay.
Right. If you're going in, open in. If you're going out, open out. That's great.
Okay.
All right. So let's let me catch him one more time. Poor guy. All right.
Sorry, Chief. I thought we were done.
Now I want to show you how to lead. All right. Okay. Hand over. One more time, old boy. Go. Okay. You stay while I go out. Okay, notice how much rope I have between his head and my hand. All right, I don't hold him right here. Even if I had this in my other hand, I have about 18 inches to 2 feet between my hand and the horse. And one of the really important things is, again, that's because if this horse has a fast reaction and my hand is up here, I'm going to get jerked around, and I don't want to be jerked around. But I also want to make sure that my horse is respectful of my space. And one of the most important things you can do around horses is to demand your space. And when I say demand, I mean demand. You don't ask, you don't beg, you demand. And as you work here, you're going to see that other horses, dominant horses, they don't ask, they demand. And so what you're trying to do is mimic what happens in the herd. And you're telling this horse, I am the leader of this outfit, not you. Okay? So when I'm walking along with my horse and I stop and back up, he should stop and back up. And if he doesn't, he gets whacked. Okay? Back up, back up, back up. You stay out of my space. All right? Two things are happening here. One of them is he was by himself and in charge of his little world, and now he's not. And it's also, so he's making this transition from being a horse by himself to being a horse under my direction, okay? And I have reminded him that I don't want you in my space. Now you noticed I didn't hit him in any way around the face. I hit him between the legs, and I didn't look at him and ask him. I didn't beg him to move. I told him. So now you're going to see a big difference in the way he behaves, because he's onto it now. He's onto it, and if I back up, he is going to back up because he's already learned his lesson. He knows what's going to happen if he doesn't stay out of my space. And this is really, really important, particularly on trails. If you're on a trail ride and for whatever reason there's a problem and you have to walk your horses out and you have to go up and down hills, you do not want that horse on your heels. I mean, it gets really dangerous. You want your horse behind you at all times, and to respect your bubble, that he stays out of your bubble, so that if he's frightened by something, he doesn't jump towards you, he jumps away. He knows that you have a bubble and he's not allowed into it. You're allowed in his, but he's not allowed in yours. Does this make sense? Because the other thing you need to recognize is every time you handle a horse, no matter what you're doing with it, you're training it. You are training it either to push you around or to follow you. Those are the two options in life. Horses are hierarchical in their herd structure. They know who the leader is and they will follow. They want a leader. They are uncomfortable if they don't have a leader. Okay, they look for the leader of the herd. So it's not you're not hurting the horse, or you're not emotionally damaging it. It wants to know, who are you in relationship to me? And if they don't know, they'll push to find out. They'll push you and say, okay, I'm the dominant one. All right. So you just have to be not aggressive, but assertive, really assertive. And again, keep your energy down. I'm not going to get excited if he gets into my space. I'm just going to tell him, no, that you're in my space. And there's a rule in horsemanship. If a horse does something really dangerous, if he were to strike at me or to bite at me, do something really dangerous, I explode on him for about 2 seconds, and then I stop, and it's over. It's my energy goes right back down in my feet. There's no holding grudges. There's no taking anything. If you don't do it exactly when it happens, it's a waste. It's a lost opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? If he were to bite me right now, I'd be all over him for about 3 seconds, and then I would stop. Okay? If it's really dangerous behavior. But if he's just into my space, all I'm going to do is make him get out of it consistently. And the more consistent you are, the more they will understand who you are. And in fact, because all of these horses, save these ones that we just got, know me personally, I've had wranglers who had a hard time getting the horse into a trailer, and I just show up and he gets in. Because they already know, they know you personally. They're going to know what your buttons are, all right? And they're going to say, if you let them get away with it, they're going to get away with it continually. The whole time you're here, they're going to say, oh, here comes so-and-so. They're easy to get, to get away with. So set yourself up to be the dominant, assertive person, not the aggressive, mean person, but the dominant, assertive person. And it doesn't take much. Horses are very smart. I mean, they really get it. So I'm walking along with this horse, and I turn, and he's going to turn right with me. He's going to stay behind me. He's not going to. If I were to go by that horse over there, which would cause him to be a problem, and I can turn him this way, and he stays on my right, stays right behind me. I'm not pulling. He's just coming along with me. And when I'm going to stop, he should stop, and I back up, he should back up. And if he doesn't, I just remind him, back up. He said, well, there's a new horse behind me. I don't want to back up. Okay? So let's give it a try. If you feel more comfortable like this, that's fine. I do it this way because it's so easy for me to just go right back between their legs and let them know that I don't want. And if you notice, I don't look at them. This is not personal. This is my space. You don't come in my bubble.
How do you, if you want to go right or
Mm-hmm.
left,
Mm-hmm.
do you just have to make sure, because I've been noticing I've been having difficulty getting them to go to my right.
Uh-huh.
Like they're not reading my body language quick enough. Or
Yeah, you're probably not staying far enough behind you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So this horse, come on. If I want to go to my right, I'm just going to go to my right. And he's far enough behind me, he can follow me no matter which direction I go. He's going to follow me along. And, I can turn into him, I can turn out, he's going to just follow me along. Okay? And he knows to stay out of my space. Back up. Just back. See the licking? Mm-hmm. He's processing something. That means he's been a little bit nervous because he's with me and I'm making him behave. And so now he's just sort of processing it. Okay, I'm getting it. And you'll see a horse lick after you've been training them. Now I'm going to stop and I'm going to ask him to back up. And you see what I'm saying? So
it doesn't matter whether you're a right-handed person or a left-handed person. You always want to be on the left with the rope in your right hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to be on the horses, and the reason is horses are completely habitual. And they're used to being handled in a certain way. And if you continue to if we all handle them in the same way, then when you go to handle them, you already know the drill, and so does he. If you handle him in a way that I handle him differently, then he's going to be confused. And I tell people who, we've had a number of people come who know a lot about horses, and they've made suggestions, and so we've all changed. It's not that I have the right way, but you have to have a uniform way. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so that they understand it as well as you. It's a language that we develop, and if we're going to change something, we all change it. All right, so that they are accustomed. So just walk ahead. Don't look back. Just keep walking. Now turn to your right. Just keep walking. Look ahead. Look where you're going. Don't look down. Always around horses, look where you're going. All right? Come on back over here and then turn to your left. Now he's on the wrong side.
That's where
There he goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just get him back over there. Move him back over. There you go.
I think that's what's happening with me.
Okay, now turn the other direction. Turn to the left. Now stop. Okay, now I would like you to back up and see if he's going to back up. He didn't, so. Yes, yes, do it again. Do it like you mean it. All right, now walk forward. Stop abruptly. See how he stopped? Walk backwards, do not look at him. Walk backwards. He's walking. I would hit him once just to make sure he's, there we go. Don't look at him. And see, you're getting ahead of him. And this horse can walk fast backwards. You know, he should stay behind you. So walk again towards me. You might want your own motions to be really definitive, both for yourself and for the horse at first. So stop. Okay, now back up strongly. Yes, strongly. Keep going. Strongly. Keep going. He's getting out of there. Now, that would not be good enough in the long term, but it's good now. Okay, do it again. Walk along. Whenever you're ready, just stop very definitively. See how he's moving his weight back? Did you see that? He shifted his weight back. He is now expecting you to go backwards. So go backwards.
If he's in front of me, that's not what we want.
That's not what you want. That's right. You want to get him completely behind you, and you're getting it. You just need to be a little more definitive. All right? Come on. I'm not afraid to hit him between the legs, you know, and he should be backing up. Come on, Chief. Come on. The more definitive you are, the more he's going to behave, the more he responds, you know. So just do one more time and then let's get breathe. Come on, Chief. Better. All right, let's have breathe. This is something you guys want to practice. And it's really important that the staff do this, because what happens is we get kids and they go get their horse and they don't do it. And so that's a training. They've trained the horse not to do it. So we have to retrain it. You understand what I'm saying? But if it gets trained enough like this, then it becomes habitual for them as well as for us. I'll be very definitive when you stop, Bree. Just stop abruptly. See how much better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep going.
Back. Back. One. Back.
Okay, come towards me. Take 15 steps, stop, and back up 10 steps. And this is the kind of thing that when you guys are practicing this, and you should practice it, is get it in your head. You have to have a plan. I'm going to get this horse. I'm going to walk 20 paces. I'm going to back up 5. Then I'm going to walk 30 to the right and back up 8. You know, so it's never the same. It's never the same.
Going in a circle or backing up in a circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, these horses, because they're handled by so many people, they're not as responsive. I can show you with Chinook. He just backs right up because he's not handled by very many people. They're much better. You see how he's starting to...
Mhm.
Okay.
Wants to stop after a certain amount.
Okay. Very good. Why don't you take him back then?
Into a stall.
Take him back to his stall. Yeah.
Caught myself.
But yeah, you can see why.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, yeah. I mean, she was so close to the horse. Now you put the gate in. If he were to move, he moves the gates right into her. So it becomes an obstacle, right? Okay. So this is all for today. But before you leave today, I'd like you to do it twice. Just during the day, come over, catch Chief, bring him out. Be very aware of his neighbor. All right. Be aware of his neighbor. Walk him a little bit, back up, make him back up and put him back. Twice, both of you.
Sounds good.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for
you.
watching
Thank
us.
you all. Thank you all. Yeah. And you know how to put the halters back? You know, that is not Chief's halter. I think that's Butte's halter. They all have their own halters, and they should have names on them. And if they don't, we should replace them. So you look at the name tags. And you put it over the rail, and then you just lay the rope in the rail.
Okay.
Okay,
Like so.
that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
So we end that call. I think we're still
Yeah.
on.
Mhm. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Under. Here, do it to me.
Over.
Do it to me.
So come on your left side, then under.